Ben Simmons declared himself as 100% the Rookie of the Year, saying that no other rookie had caught his eye. But Richard Jefferson disagrees and said that Ben shouldn't win the award as he is not a true rookie, and that Donovan Mitchell should win the award as he averages 20 points a game and has led a team to the playoffs. This video will discuss the closely contested Rookie of the Year battle, what the parameters for deciding it should be, and who should win. And it makes complete sense to start with what the parameters for deciding Rookie of the Year should be. The whole idea that a player shouldn't be considered for the award because they had a year to develop in an NBA program is ludicrous. Should Tim Duncan not have been considered for Rookie of the Year because he had spent 4 whole years developing in college? 4 years of college basketball is a huge amount of time to develop skills, and Duncan came to the NBA as an absolute force. Should he have been punished for his development? No. The rules are clear. Your rookie season is simply the one where you first step onto an NBA court and play your first NBA game. Ben Simmons did not play a game of NBA basketball in last year's seasons, and therefore his rookie year is this year. He should not be punished for an injury that kept him out of a season or some false perception regarding real or fake rookies. If you think Donovan Mitchell or any other rookie should win over Ben, then make the argument that they have been better, and don't try and change the rules of the award just to make it easier for them to win. Because let's face it, Ben Simmons is the current standard for Rookie of the Year, and in my mind, you need a really strong argument to pry it out of his giant point guard hands. On top of this, we already went through this entire argument when Blake Griffin won Rookie of the Year after sitting out a whole year with injury. There is precedence for this, and he should not be punished for simply having an injury and missing a year of basketball. The kid is averaging 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists a game, and has led the 76ers to a record of 52-30 by running off 16 wins in a row, largely without Embiid. Many thought Embiid was the 76ers' best player this season as he anchored this defense, and his on and off ratings were insane. But this stretch without Joel has to bring Ben close, if not equal to the big man. Over this win streak, he has averaged 14 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds, while shooting 59% and nabbing 2 steals a game. His play has been phenomenal. He looks even more in control of the pace and tempo of games than he did at the start of last season. And his chemistry with his teammates is simply off the chart as well. Ben honestly looks to be in the same rookie level as Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. Players that when you see them in their rookie year, you know that they are going to be all-time great players. He simply has an eye for passing and a basketball IQ that is off the charts. Ben makes passes that make him the first player to truly remind me of Magic Johnson. Sure, LeBron James makes incredible passes, but he achieves his passing in a different way to Simmons. By being such a huge scoring threat from all over the court, including the three-point line, LeBron draws so much attention from the entire defense. He frequently gets doubled and triple teamed, and he simply whips cross-court passes to players who are open for 3, or have cut back door and gotten under the basket. Don't get me wrong, LeBron is also an all-time great passer, but he does it in a different way to Magic and Ben Simmons. Simmons isn't the level of scorer that LeBron is. He isn't close. He is amazing around the basket and has a phenomenal running hook shot that he uses to score over almost any defender, but he hardly has a jump shot and can't shoot from 3. It is easier to not double Simmons and get away with it, so Simmons simply can't draw a double team and then pass it off. He has to get a little bit more creative. Simmons has incredible ball control and uses ball fakes to draw and shake defenders into looking for a steal, and then he passes the ball. He is already a master of drawing defenders with his eyes and a small ball fake, and he always appears to be one step ahead of the defense. Ben has also shown he is a master of behind the back passes in close and in transition, which are important for when defenders are crowding the space in front of you. Simply put, Simmons has a wow factor with his passing that only LeBron and he have in terms of big point guards since Magic Johnson. So if Simmons is this good, then why are people clamoring for Mitchell to be awarded the Rookie of the Year? It comes down to 2 things: award fatigue and the fact that Mitchell is incredibly good also. Award fatigue is a pretty common concept in sport. When one player is dominating awards and headlines, the storylines can become a little dull. Everyone knows LeBron James is amazing. Who is someone fresh and new who can win the MVP over him? We numb ourselves to excellence, and when LeBron puts up 30, 12, and 15, we shrug. It's just another performance that we know he is capable of. Just think of the year that Derrick Rose won MVP over LeBron. In hindsight, was it really a better season? In my mind, probably not. I think LeBron deserved the MVP that year, but Derrick Rose was young, flashy, athletic, and led his team to a few more wins than the Miami Heat, and the voters were damn sick of giving the award to LeBron James. Derrick Rose was an MVP-worthy player that season, but I doubt he wins it if LeBron hadn't have won the previous 2 awards and put up the same stat lines for the past 7 years. The same thing happened to Michael Jordan when Charles Barkley won the award over him. Ben Simmons has been the Rookie of the Year shoo-in since the very first game he played this season, and since before the season even began. Everyone expected him to be good, to win Rookie of the Year, and since his very first game he has been the frontrunner for the award. And by halfway through the season, Simmons had the award on lock, as the 76ers looked likely to make the playoffs and he was continuing his sublime dominance. But then Mitchell began to heat up. Since the All-Star break, he has scored 23 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, and dished 4 assists a game, increasing his points per game by 3 points a game over his full season stats. He's been an incredible scorer for a rookie, hitting threes and driving an offense that isn't full of offensive stars. Rudy Gobert and Joe Ingles both score 13 points a game, but Gobert gets his looks off of pick and rolls and offensive rebounds, and Joe Ingles is a fantastic complementary option, but not a primary one. People see what Mitchell is doing out west and are blown away by it. And don't get me wrong, it is incredible. He has replaced Gordon Hayward and given Utah one of the brightest futures in the league. But he isn't the Rookie of the Year. And another thing to briefly address regarding the idea of Simmons spending a year with an NBA team before playing, Mitchell is the same age as Simmons, and played 2 years of college ball before coming to the NBA. He isn't some 18-year-old kid. He has also developed, and therefore it shouldn't be taken into consideration at all. And Simmons averages 4.5 more assists and rebounds a game, and only scores 4 less points a game for the entire season. He also does this on a lower usage percentage than Mitchell. Donovan uses up 29% of his team's possessions when on the court, while Simmons only uses 22.3% of his team's. Simmons also has 9.2 win shares compared to Mitchell's 5.0. He has a way higher value over a replacement player and a higher defensive and offensive box plus minus. Scores more points per shot attempt and doubles Mitchell when it comes to assist percentage. The advanced stats have Simmons winning it in a landslide, and they have Simmons as one of the best 25 players in the entire league. The 76ers also have more regular season wins than the Jazz and have a longer win streak than them for this season also. Ben has been historic, and it would be daylight robbery for him not to be the Rookie of the Year. But this race has been incredibly fun. When Mitchell was dropping 30 a night, I wondered if it was possible for him to climb to 24 points a game and make things really interesting. It was by far and away the closest rookie race since Grant Hill and Jason Kidd drew in 1995. That was the only Rookie of the Year race in which the race was drawn. But if Mitchell did win it this year, it would be similar to the year that Michael Carter-Williams won over Victor Oladipo, who by most stats and the eye test was probably better than MCW in that season, outside of a few incredible games from Carter-Williams. And then we have 3 pretty incredible honourable mentions for this conversation: Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma, and Josh Jackson. Tatum is playing on a championship contender, although likely not anymore as the Celtics have been cut down by injuries to Irving and Hayward. Due to playing on such a good team, Tatum received far less shots per game than guys like Simmons and Mitchell, but he has still scored 14 points a game, grabbed 5 rebounds, and gotten a steal and a block per game to go along with it. All of this while shooting an incredibly impressive 43% from three-point land. And while the Celtics have made Tatum the primary option, he has delivered, showing off his incredible length, ability to get to the rim, and shoot the mid-range jump shot. He has amazing potential and it'll be fantastic to watch and see how he performs in the playoffs this season. And then there is Kyle Kuzma, the shock rookie who was picked 27th and has stolen the hearts of Lakers fans and NBA fans around the country. Kuzma is an offensive weapon with a variety of moves and an aggressive attitude on the court. He truly believes that he can score on any defense and will try and do so with a hook shot, spin move, and a three-point jump shot that has the potential to get hot as Hades. Finally, there is Josh Jackson, who struggled to start the season with Phoenix, getting benched and then struggling to find minutes and success on the court. He sometimes tried to push it far too much and it became predictable and easy for defenders to crowd the paint and force him to turn the ball over. But in the second half of the season, he has really turned it on and found his jumper as well as his ability to get to the rim. He has also demonstrated his ability as a defender and looks set to be an all-defense level defender over the next 7+ years. He can guard from shooting guard to power forward and uses his strength and speed to hound players all over the court. It has been an incredible rookie season all round, as this video does not even mention Lonzo Ball, Larry Markkinen, De'Aaron Fox, Dennis Smith Jr. and John Collins. The NBA is absolutely packed with young talent, and most of the tanking teams should be competitive in a few years. But the Jazz and the 76ers have the best two of the bunch, and Ben Simmons should win Rookie of the Year. And if he doesn't, I'll be one angry Australian. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for an NBA video every Sunday. And let me know in the comments below who your favourite rookies have been this NBA season.